Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima. On the topic of Halo Infinite's public multiplayer beta. Now, you might be wondering why there's a little bit of picture-in-picture going on here. It's because I actually recorded like 45 minutes of this in an incredibly low resolution entirely by accident. So I just figured I'd put that in the bottom right corner. It's the main point where you're not really going to be paying attention to what's going on. So basically you get double the Halo for a little bit. But yes, I was in the first technical test for Halo Infinite, and I didn't like it for multiple reasons. And a lot of people apparently disagreed with me on this one. And I actually got into the second technical test, and I was thinking, alright, let's give this a try. But I couldn't get it to work. I don't know what the problem was at the time, but I spent 2 hours on it and it just didn't work. So when I booted up the public multiplayer beta and found myself having exactly the same problem, I started getting a bit worried. It took me another 2 hours to figure out, get this, that Halo Infinite doesn't like Google's DNS server. I have Google's DNS server, which is 8888. As the IP address. And when I changed that to Cloudflare's DNS, which is 1111, it just magically started working. That's not a problem on my end. No way. But I don't know. That's just what happened, right? So, let's get on to talking about the actual game. But I want to get this out of the way first, because everyone has been shitting on this. The progression system absolutely fucking sucks. Just no word of a lie, no word of anything. It's just genuinely awful. The fact that you can't level up your battle pass just by playing the game. The fact that a ton of the customization options, which are like a really big thing for a Halo multiplayer game, it's been a big thing since Halo 3, have been locked behind the paid pass, to the point where if you want like a piece of armor to actually put on the stuff that you get, it's like rank 54, something ridiculously high like that. Before that, it's nothing but challenge swaps and ridiculous little things like that. And the challenges themselves are just immensely frustrating, not only to do, but to have to suffer under. Because everyone's going to be wanting to be doing these challenges. So I'm going to be wanting to go and grab the sniper rifle, or the Ravager, or the Disruptor, and trying to get a kill with any of these things, but I'm completely incapable of it. I'd rather be using the assault rifle. I'd rather actually be trying to get kills, but because I'm not actually trying to get kills, I'm trying to get my challenges done. It's meaning that the games are just not going very well. I'm ending up not having the items or the weaponry that I need to actually get the job done. I'm just doing awfully, and then someone else might end up having the same challenges and therefore having the same problems, and it's just really bad for this one. It's really bad. Some of them I understand, like, you know, return the flag, get through a game of oddball, a few things like that, right? Those ones are reasonable, but the ones where you have to get kills with a specific weapon are just kind of awful. Especially in this game, because the weapon balance seems off. And I mean this in the sense that a lot of the power weapons don't feel like power weapons, and arguably the most all-round effective weapon in the game is the one that you start with, and that's the assault rifle. The assault rifle in this game is just genuinely really good, and I have never really found a reason, well, not many reasons anyway, to get rid of it, because this game's got power weapons all over the place. They're all over the walls. There's like a little bit of a warning that one's about to come up, right? And you can just go straight for that. And those are usually the ones worth swapping out the AR for. But all the weapons on the walls, whether it be the Sentinel Beam, or the Shotgun, or the, there's a bunch of other ones, like the Needler, the Hydra, none of these are really worth swapping out for most of the time, just because the AR is just so baseline effective that you never really want to get rid of it. The pistol, maybe, sure, but still. And the reason why is that a lot of these weapons feel really unbalanced for PC play, because I'm playing this entirely on PC. No controller bullshit here, it's entirely PC. And a lot of these weapons feel like they're balanced around controller play. Like the Sentinel Beam, for example, is just so precision heavy that you absolutely need to be absolutely dead on with that gun. Otherwise, you're not going to do much damage. And I've often found myself outgunned by assault rifles. The Hydra does so little damage. The VK Commando requires a lot more precision than the assault rifle, and if you can't hit every shot, you will do more damage, but the crosshair to hit is just so small that, again, it feels like it's relying on controller auto-aim in order to get the job done. Then you have guns like the Needler, which are okay, but it feels so weird to say this. I love the battle rifle in Halo 3. The DMR in Halo Reach is not as good, but still perfectly reasonable to use, and I would have it over the assault rifle any day. But the battle rifle in Halo Infinite, I can't get on with it. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like it does the amount of damage that it should be doing. It doesn't feel like it's breaking down shields fast enough. It feels like it's too precise. And so as a result, the majority of the time, I just stick with the assault rifle, and you can pretty reliably beat people who are picking up weapons off the walls, which you should not be able to do. And it sucks. It genuinely sucks, because when you're spending most of the time not using your when you're spending most of the time using the assault rifle and not pulling weapons off the walls to gain an advantage, it really just sucks. And yeah, as a result, the weapon balance is just way off, and it's stick with the assault rifle most of the time, wait for the power weapons to spawn and go get them, and that's basically it. And this balance does kind of carry on to the modes as well. I mean, like, Team Slayer is fine, Capture the Flag is okay, but there are modes and map combinations that just don't work, like Stockpile, for example. In Big Team Battle, there's this one map where if you're on one side, you might as well just quit immediately, because one side gives you an overview of the entire map, where all the power seeds are going to spawn, and the idea of the mode, if you've never heard of it, because I never heard of it before I played this game, is there are things out on the map, you gotta collect them and bring them back to your base. There's like 6 of them, and you need to collect 5 in order to move up one stage. Although it really just turns into the first team to collect 15 wins, more or less, even though you can go and steal, but there is no chance you're going to be able to go and steal a reasonable amount of power seeds to make it worth it. And when you're on the map that puts a big wall in front of one team so they can't see what's going on and the other team has basically full reign over the map, it makes it just infuriating. Like, genuinely infuriating. Trying to play that mode on that map. It just doesn't work. And I don't know how they didn't pick that up in testing. Same thing with the spawns. They can kind of suck. I don't know what it is about the spawns in this game, but there are a lot of times I've found in this footage where the enemy feels like they're all spawning right on top of each other and they can all move around in one super effective blob. Meanwhile, my team ends up feeling entirely on the other sides of the map, and it's entirely possible to spawn directly in the viewpoint of someone else and die before you have the opportunity to do anything about it. And that's incredibly rough. It genuinely makes the game not fun to play a lot of the time when those sorts of spawns happen, because a lot of the time you'll find yourself going, alright, we want to get the oddball, but you'll come around the corner, you swear you did, like, on one match, I did a triple kill in the space of 5 seconds, right? And then we found the oddball carrier and managed to take him out. Someone picked up the oddball, but then 3 fucking dudes all rounded the corner simultaneously and all just wiped the floor with him. And then we all spawned on opposite corners of the map and had to just come in on top of this guy. And it's like, what the fuck? It genuinely doesn't feel fair. It feels like you're being screwed over. It's not massively common, but when it does happen, it can basically lose you a game. Which is not great when some of your challenges are that you need to win a game. But on top of that, I feel like this game breaks the golden triangle. Now, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the golden triangle of Halo is guns, grenades, and melee. And I gotta tell ya, grenades really got the short end of the stick. They are so weak. They need to be a lot stronger than they are. You can throw 2 grenades, and unless both of them are basically within like 2 foot of a guy, he's not gonna die from both of them. Grenades, as they say in this, grenades are meant to start and end a fight, but that was never the point of grenades. Grenades were meant to be able to blow the shit out of someone who made the wrong move. And it is so hard to blow the shit out of someone who made the wrong move when, again, it requires so much precision in order to just actually make it work. And as a result, it doesn't feel like Halo. Not picking up the power items you find in the world because the base assault rifle is so much better than everything else. Like, I love the assault rifle as a weapon, don't get me wrong, it's always gotten the short end of the stick, but it's so weird when it feels like it's the only weapon that feels like it's worth having. It's so weird when grenades don't work the way that they're supposed to. It's so weird when the spawns seem to work against you time after time after time. It's so weird when some of the modes can feel so unbalanced and it feels like they didn't actually test it. And I just, it's so weird when a lot of it just doesn't feel like I'm playing a proper Halo game. It's still the same problem I've got with it. It doesn't help that the multiplayer beta is missing a bunch of modes, but excuse me. It doesn't help that the beta feels like it's missing a bunch of modes. It's missing Juggernaut, VIP, Infection. It doesn't even have SWAT. You could probably do SWAT through custom games, but it doesn't even have SWAT. And I'm worried that this is going to turn out to be like, I'm worried this is going to turn out to be like Halo 5, where they're just going to be rolling out everything that wasn't in the game over the next couple of years. And it's like, how hard is it to code fucking Juggernaut? How hard is it to code VIP? How hard is it to code SWAT? And I know, like, it's a beta, right? There's a time. They could figure it out. They absolutely could, but they've only got a few weeks. If they had the modes, why would they leave them out? And put this all on top of the fact that the progression is actively, like, bad. To the point where it can actively affect how many games you win or lose, just due to the fact that one player is like, I really need to kill with this Disruptor in order to get my weekly challenges done. And the Disruptor is like the worst fucking gun in the game. It's like the Needler, but worse. Because you have to land more shots, they don't home in, and even then it's only going to take down their shields and it's not going to super combine. Although, it is supposed to be more like the Brute version of the Plasma Pistol, but I felt like it was more like the Needler. And so, just, I still don't like it. There are so many things they've done wrong. I don't understand how this progression system got through testing. Especially when they had the absolutely fantastic, like, season pass mentality from Master Chief Collection, where the passes don't expire, you can work your way towards anyone you like, and you don't have to do any particular, like, bad challenges. Or, well, I mean, you do have challenges you need to do, but they were never as bad as they were in this game. So you just, and you earned XP towards those battle passes at the end of each game. So I don't understand how this one turned out so much more for the worse. But then you got to remember that this part of the multiplayer is going to be free to play. And then it starts to make more sense. But yeah, I still don't like it. I really don't like it. Fix some of the weapons needing to be so precise. Fix your bug and progression system and buff the grenades and maybe I'll give it another shot. But I just don't like what I got going on here. And it's not because I'm shit at the game. I've actually gone like with a KD ratio of 2.0 on a Team Slayer match in this. I'm not bad at it. But that's mainly because I gave up on most of the power weapons and just mained the assault rifle. I've really got nothing else to say. It's free. If you want to give it a try, you can go right ahead. I mean, you've got nothing to lose but your time. For me, personally, I don't see myself playing this again. I played like 8 hours with a friend of... Actually, no, technically 6. Because that 2 of those hours are me trying to fix the problem that I had. And I've had enough. It's a bit weird saying I'm more likely to go back to Battlefield 2042. I've still got 4 hours on my EA trial of that. I'll give them like 1 or 2 more patches, and then I'll play the rest of my 4 hours of trials and see how it goes. But right now, yeah, I wouldn't recommend Halo Infinite. With that said though, I do still have a couple of months of Game Pass, so I will have access to the campaign when that's available. And when I get around to playing that, I will get around to playing that. I'll do a video on that and tell you what I think about it, but I had a look at some of those campaign leaks and, whew, I gotta tell you, man, some people are not gonna be happy. I will also point out that, thankfully, this game is not bad on the PC technical side of things. It's crashed on me like twice. But that's about it. Of course, outside of the fact that I had to change my fucking DNS to get it to work. But it does run pretty well. It looks good enough. The sound is fine, I suppose. It's just... yeah, I've always been gameplay first, and no amount of pretty graphics can keep me from not playing a bad game. With that being said, this has been Blue Maxima. I'll see you all next time.
Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Hostile carrier down. Enemy halfway to victory. Enemy has the ball.
Enemy shields down.
Ball dropped.
An ally has slain the carrier. M41 Spanker available.
Double kill. Enemy has the ball.
They're under us.
Ball dropped.
Hostile carrier down.
Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped.
Enemies on.
We have the ball. Ball dropped.
We lost possession.
Enemy has the ball. Enemy team nearing victory.
Taking damage.
Ball dropped. Another one down. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball.
trail us. Avoid getting skewered. Get some damage.
Gordon down. Taking damage.
Handle that thing very carefully. It's pointy.
Taking fire.
Cinder shot inbound.
Boys are ours.
Cinder shot available.
Take.
Taking damage. Taking fire. Plasma grenade out.
30 seconds remaining. Reloading.
Pop their shield.
10 seconds.
Skewer available.
Sudden death. Flag return. Round 1. Enemy team facing elimination.
Just one more win. One more and we survive this. Let's cower behind this turret. Team took the enemy flag.
Enemy shields down.
Where are we off to next?
Watch my back.
victory. Slayer.
Beat him to a pulp, Spartan.
Picked up the grapple shot.
Cloaked. What now?
Enemies on me! Down!
Enemy Spartans are close in. Cover me.
Bad one. Taking fire!
Grenade out.
Active camo inbound. Active camo available.
Pop their shields. That shot got way too many of them. Tag one.
Power weapons incoming. Power weapons available.
Skewers is friendly here. Taking fire! Tossing a dynamo. Did some damage. Taking damage. Eyes up.
Active camo inbound.
Double kill.
Active camo available. Drive! Now!
Double kill. Lawnmower.
Element
Triple kill. Halfway to victory. Closing in. Reloading. Pop their shield.
Power items on the way. Power items have arrived. Oh, good. An escape vehicle. Shields down.
5 minutes remaining.
Spartan down.
Over there. Hostiles in sight.
Active camo inbound.
Target over there.
Did some damage.
Nearing victory.
I hope this thing's in good shape. Power weapons inbound.